Your all-in giving supports all of Westside's ministries here and around the world, including our expansion to reach 1,000 new families. You make all this possible through your generosity. Thank you.
My name is Dani. I'm actually from Germany, but I've been living in South Africa for 3 years now. I did not believe in God. To me, there was no proof of his actual existence. He wasn't touchable, he didn't talk to me, it's a phantom that made me an atheist. I didn't believe in a higher power that actually has their hand over my life. Christians didn't necessarily put me off. Yeah, when someone told me they're a Christian, I'm like, okay, you're weird, and I ridiculed them. Yeah, they were just like this weird crowd of people, which I just didn't understand. What led me to explore who Jesus was a process, and it started with meeting people that were serving for Oceans of Mercy. With that, I met Casey at Scotia. I knew he was going to move to South Africa to start a church, and Steve told me how excited he was about starting this church, and then I just thought to myself that I must go and check it out, because otherwise I was afraid they won't have anyone sitting there and listening to their teaching, so I thought I'll go. I was very nervous, but I must say I felt very welcomed and very accepted. I remember I walked into that first service, and that's when I met Maddie. And I think the first thing I told Maddie was that I'm not a Christian, but I still want to check it out. And Maddie said something like, "No, that's cool. You're loved, don't worry." And then, yeah, and it was very easy for me. I wasn't judged at all. Like, everyone was interested, and it was a very open, warm welcome. Maddie made an effort of hanging out with me, and then there were other girls, Kelsey and Nita, and they would invite me like every Wednesday. So I made a point of going every time, and every Wednesday we would hang out at McDonald's and have our coffee, and slowly but surely it's always like related to Jesus, whatever we were talking about. And I started asking my questions, and I felt free to ask them without being judged, and getting actual answers, and getting to know their stories. And they were interested, they were part of my daily life. It wasn't superficial, it was real, and that's what I loved. To me, to put my trust in Jesus, it was a struggle, because I was a very self-determined, individualistic, strong person, and who was in charge of her life and who pulled the strings. And around about June 2013, that is the moment where I remember I really did put my trust in Jesus. We had a series at Westside Family Church, and that was the first time where I really decided to follow Jesus. For me, what has changed the most after putting my trust into Jesus and following Jesus is that I actually gave up my authority to Jesus and let him guide me. I consoled him. I would advise a Christian to relate to an atheist by encouraging them, hanging out with them without judging, because the only one that can judge is God. Also, share your story. Share a real story, like how you found Jesus, what it meant to you, because those are the things you can actually understand and make sense of. Real stories.
Thank you, Westside, for going all in for our families, for our impact, and for our future.